Cairns discover by Y. Australia Chanel. Note 1 is a city in the Cairns region, Queensland, Australia. 7. It is on the east coast of far north Queensland. The city is the fifth most populous in Queensland and ranks 14th overall in Australia. Cairns was founded in 1876 and named after Sir William Wellington Cairns, Governor of Queensland from 1875 to 1877. It was formed to serve miners heading for the Hodgkinson River goldfield, but declined when an easier route was discovered from Port Douglas. It later developed into a railhead and major port for exporting sugar cane, gold and other metals, minerals and agricultural products from surrounding coastal areas and the Atherton Tableland region. The population of the Cairns urban area at June 2018 was 152,729, having grown on average 1.1% year-on-year over the preceding 5 years. Based on 2015 data, the associated local government area had experienced an average annual growth rate of 2.3% over the previous 10 years. According to Cairns Regional Council in February 2020, Cairns had experienced an annual growth rate of 1.9% over the previous 10 years. Cairns is a popular tourist destination because of its tropical climate and access to both nearby tropical rainforest and the Great Barrier Reef, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. History main article, History of Cairns. Prior to British settlement, the Cairns area was inhabited by the Gimai Wallabara Yidinji people, who still claim their native title rights. Yidinji, also known as Yidin, Yidini, and Idinji, is an Australian Aboriginal language. Its traditional language region is within the local government areas of Cairns Region and Tablelands Region, in such localities as Cairns, Gordonvale, and the Mulgrave River, and the southern part of the Atherton Tableland including Atherton and Kyrie. The area is known in the local Yidini language as Gimai. From 1770 to the early 1870s the area was known to the British simply as Trinity Bay. The arrival of beach demur fishermen from the late 1860s saw the first European presence in the area. On the site of the modern-day Cairns foreshore, there was a large native well which was used by these fishermen. A violent confrontation occurred in 1872 between local Yidinji people and Philip Garland, a beach demur fisherman, over the use of this well. The area from this date was subsequently called Battle Camp. 14. In 1876, hastened by the need to export gold mined from the Hodgkinson goldfields on the Tablelands to the west, closer investigation by several official expeditions established its potential for development into a port. Brinsley G. Sheridan surveyed the area and selected a place further up Trinity Inlet known to the diggers as Smith's Landing for a settlement which he renamed Thornton. 15. 16. However, after native police officers Alexander Douglas Douglas and Robert Arthur Johnston opened a new track from the goldfields to Battle Camp, this more coastal site became preferable. 17. Battle Camp was renamed Cairns in late 1876 in honor of the then Governor of Queensland, William Cairns. The site was predominantly mangrove swamps and sand ridges. Laborers gradually cleared the swamps, and the sand ridges were filled with dried mud, sawdust from local sawmills, and ballast from a quarry at Edge Hill. Debris from the construction of a railway to Herberton on the Atherton Tableland, a project which started in 1886, was also used. The railway opened up land later used for agriculture on the lowlands, sugar cane, corn, rice, bananas, pineapples, and for fruit and dairy production on the Tableland. The success of local agriculture helped establish Cairns as a port, and the creation of a harbour board in 1906 supported its economic future. 18. 19. The wharf estate Cairns went on sale in Brisbane via auction on 19 February 1889 by John McNamara & Co. Land auctioneers. The land was part of the place known as the Railway Reserve. The sale was described by the auctioneers as the largest ever yet held in northern Queensland. 20. 21. 22. On the 25th of April 1926, Anzac Day, the Cairns Sailors and Soldiers War Memorial was unveiled by Alexander Frederick Draper, the mayor of the city of Cairns. 23. 24. During World War II, the Allied forces used Cairns as a staging base for operations in the Pacific. 25. With United States Army Air Forces and Royal Australian Air Force operational bases, now the airport, as well as a major military seaplane base in Trinity Inlet, and United States Navy and Royal Australian Navy bases near the current wharf. Combat missions were flown out of cairns in support of the Battle of the Coral Sea in 1942. Edmonton and White Rock south of cairns were major military supply areas, and U.S. paratroopers trained at Gordonvale and the Goldsboro Valley. A Special Forces training base was established at the old Fairview homestead on Monroe's Hill, Moorabool. This base was officially known as the Z Experimental Station 26, but referred to informally as the House on the Hill. After World War II, cairns gradually developed into a center for tourism. The opening of the Cairns International Airport in 1984 helped establish the city as a desirable destination for international tourism. Population. According to the 2016 Census of Population, there were 144,787 people in Cairns, significant urban area. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people made up 8.9% of the population. 67.9% of people were born in Australia. The next most common countries of birth were England 4.0%, New Zealand 3.1%, Papua New Guinea 1.5%, Philippines 1.2% and Japan 1.1%. 76.9% of people only spoke English at home. Other languages spoken at home included Japanese 1.6%, Mandarin 0.8%, Italian 0.7%, Korean 0.7% and German 0.6%. The most common responses for religion were no religion 32.1%, Catholic 22.4% and Anglican 13.2%. Climate. Tropical Beach in Cairns. Cairns experiences a tropical climate, specifically a tropical monsoon climate under the Köppen climate classification. A wet season with heavy monsoonal downpours runs from November to May, with a relatively dry season from June to October, though light showers can occur during this period. Cairns' mean annual rainfall is just under 2,000 mm 79 in, although monthly totals in the wet season December to March can exceed 1,000 mm 39 in, with the highest rainfall being recorded in any month in January 1981, where over 1,417.4 mm 55.80 in, of rain fell. Babinda, a town to the south of the city, is Australia's wettest town, recording an annual rainfall of over 4,200 mm 170 in. Cairns has hot, humid summers and warm winters. Mean maximum temperatures vary from 26.2 degrees Celsius (79.2 degrees Fahrenheit) in July to 31.7 degrees Celsius (89.1 degrees Fahrenheit) in January. Monsoonal activity during the wet season occasionally causes major flooding of the Barron and Mulgrave rivers, cutting off road and rail access to the city. Cairns has 89.7 clear days annually. Dew point in the wet season summer averages at 23 degrees Celsius (73 degrees Fahrenheit). The average temperature of the sea ranges from 23.8 degrees Celsius (74.8 degrees Fahrenheit) in July to 29.4 degrees Celsius (84.9 degrees Fahrenheit) in January. Economy. Cairns serves as the major commercial centre for the far north Queensland and Cape York Peninsula regions. It is a base for the regional offices of various government departments. Tourism plays a major part in the Cairns economy. According to Tourism Australia, the Cairns region is the fourth most popular destination for international tourists in Australia after Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane. 68. While the city does not rank amongst Australia's top 10 destinations for domestic tourism, it attracts a significant number of Australian holiday makers despite its distance from major capitals. 69. There is also a growing interest in Cairns from the Chinese leisure market, with regular scheduled direct flights from Chinese cities such as Shanghai and Guangzhou. During the 2013 Chinese Lunar New Year period alone, Cairns saw 20,000 Chinese holiday makers flying in on chartered flights. 70. The city is near the Great Barrier Reef, the wet tropics of Queensland, and the Atherton Tableland. Great Barrier Reef tours that operate from Cairns are very popular, and hence Cairns is also considered as the gateway to Great Barrier Reef. The Cairns Esplanade includes a swimming lagoon with adjoining barbecue areas. In May 2003, the then Cairns Mayor Kevin Byrne declared that topless sunbathing is permitted here. 71, 72. Many leisure activities are conducted in this area, including flea market, sports classes and many more. Commercial. Several shopping centers of various sizes are located throughout Cairns. The largest of these are Cairns Central Shopping Centre, located in the Central Business District (CBD), and Stockland Cairns, located in the suburb of Earlville. In Westcourt, one of the city's oldest shopping centres has been refurbished, with the city's first DFO. 73, 74. To service the needs of suburbs further from the city centre, shopping complexes are also located at Mount Sheridan, Redlynch, Smithfield, and Clifton Beach. In 2010, the state government opened the second stage of William McCormick Place, an $80 million Australian dollars office building credited as the first 6-star Green Star rated building in the city. 75. Media. The Cairns Post is a daily newspaper published in the city. A weekly paper, the Cairns Sun, is also published. The Courier Mail is a daily Queensland-wide newspaper published in Brisbane. The Australian newspaper also circulates widely. The Cairns Bulletin is an independent newspaper in circulation in the Cairns area. Cairns is served by 5 television stations, 3 commercial television stations, Win Television, 7 Queensland and Southern Cross 9, which are regional affiliates of the 3 Australian commercial television networks 10, 7 and 9, and public broadcasters the ABC and SBS 76 services. All 3 main commercial networks produce local news coverage. 7 Queensland and Win Television both air 30-minute local news bulletins at 6 p.m. each weeknight, produced from newsrooms in the city but broadcast from studios in Maroochydore and Wollongong respectively. Southern Cross 9 airs a regional Queensland edition of 9 News from Brisbane each weeknight at 6 p.m., featuring local opt-outs for Cairns and Far North Queensland. Cairns radio stations include a number of public, commercial and community broadcasters. The ABC broadcasts ABC Far North, ABC Radio National, ABC News Radio, ABC Classic FM and the Triple J Youth Network. Commercial radio stations include Star 102.7, 4CA 846 AM, Hot FM, CFM and 104.34 TAB Sports Radio, while the community radio stations are 4CCR FM, 101.9 Coast FM, Orbit FM 88.0 FM and 87.8 FM and 4CIM 98.7 FM. Industry and agriculture. The land around Cairns is still used for sugar cane farming, although this land is increasingly under pressure from new suburbs as the city grows. The Mulgrave Sugar Mill is located in Gordon Vale, 17.0929 degrees south 145.7889 degrees east. 77, 78. The Barron Gorge Hydroelectric Power Station is located nearby on the lower Barron River, and provides green power for some of the city's needs. Transport. Cairns is an important transport hub in the far north Queensland region. Located at the base of Cape York Peninsula, it provides important transport links between the peninsula and Gulf of Carpentaria regions, and the areas to the south of the state. Cairns International Airport is essential to the viability of the area's tourism industry. The Bruce Highway runs for 1,700 kilometers (1,056 miles) from Bald Hills on the City of Brisbane's northern boundary, and terminates in Warree, a southern suburb in Cairns. The Captain Cook Highway, also referred as the Cook Highway, commences at Araglin, a northern suburb of Cairns, and runs for approximately 76 kilometers (47 miles) northwest to Mossman. 79. A need for future upgrades to the Bruce Highway to motorway standards through the southern suburbs to Gordonvale has been identified in regional planning strategies to cope with increasing congestion from rapid population growth. This will result in overpasses at all major intersections from Warree to Gordonvale. The motorway will divert from Bentley Park to Gordonvale, bypassing Edmonton to reduce the effects of road noise on residential areas. 80. The Kennedy Highway commences at Smithfield on the Barron River flood plain north of Cairns, and ascends the McAllister Range to the township of Coronda. The highway then extends to the town of Mariba on the Atherton Tableland, and continues to communities of Cape York Peninsula. The Gillies Highway commences at the township of Gordonvale, and ascends the Gillies Range, part of the Great Dividing Range, to the town of Atherton on the Atherton Tableland, passing through the township of Yungaburra on the way. The controversial private road, Quaid Road, was constructed in 1989 through what is now a wet tropics World Heritage Area, and links Wangeti, on the coast just north of Cairns, to South Edge, just south of Mount Malloy. The road is not open to the public and is not used for general traffic. A public bus transit network exists within the city, with 2 transit hubs located within the CBD, the Cairns Central Railway Station Precinct, and the Cairns City Bus Station located within the Lake Street and Shield Street area, through which all bus lines operate and provide linkage to taxi, ride-share and intercity rail services. 81. The transit network includes most parts of the city, from Palm Cove in the north, Gordonvale in the south and Redlynch to the west. It is managed throughout the city by TransLink, through a service contract with the Marlin Coast Subus Company. However, the Go Card ticketing system has not been implemented in the region. A smaller shuttle bus service, John's Kuranda Bus, runs between Cairns and Kuranda alongside other private coach services. Cairns is served by long-distance coaches to Brisbane, and regional cities to the south. Coaches also operate west to Mount Isa via Townsville, and to Alice Springs and Darwin in the Northern Territory. Taxis and transportation network companies. Cairns also has a major taxi company, Cairns Taxis, which services the Cairns region. Uber was introduced to the region in March 2017, 82, servicing the greater region. 83. Rail Cairns Railway Station is the terminus for Queensland's North Coast Railway line, which follows the eastern seaboard from Brisbane. Services are operated by Queensland Rail (QR) and include the high-speed diesel tilt train. Freight trains also operate along the route, with a QR freight handling facility located at Portsmouth. Pacific National Queensland, a division of Pacific National, owned by Oceano Limited, operates a rail siding at Waree. It runs private trains on the rail network owned by the Queensland State Government and managed by QR's network division. The Kuranda Scenic Railway operates from Cairns. The tourist railway ascends the McAllister Range and is not used for commuter services. It passes through the suburbs of Stratford, Freshwater, stopping at Freshwater Station, and Redlynch before reaching Kuranda. Freight services to Forsyth were discontinued in the mid-1990s. These were mixed freight and passenger services that served the semi-remote towns west of the Great Dividing Range. There is now a weekly passenger-only service, the Savannalander, that leaves Cairns on Wednesday mornings. The Savannalander is run by a private company, Cairns Kuranda Steam Trains. Cairns is served by a narrow-gauge cane railway, or cane train, network that hauls harvested sugar cane to the Mulgrave Sugar Mill located in Gordonvale. The pressure of urban sprawl on land previously cultivated by cane farmers has seen this network reduced over recent years. 85. Airport. The Cairns Seaport, located on Trinity Inlet, is operated by the Cairns Port Authority. 86. It serves as an important port for tourist operators providing daily reef trips. These consist of large catamarans capable of carrying over 300 passengers, as well as smaller operators that may take as few as 12 tourists. Cairns Port is also a port of call for cruise ships, such as Captain Cook Cruises, cruising the South Pacific Ocean. It also provides freight services to coastal townships on Cape York Peninsula, the Torres Strait and the Gulf of Carpentaria. Yearly cargo through the port totals 1.13 million tons. Almost 90% of the trade is bulk cargoes, 87, including petroleum, sugar, molasses, fertilizer and LP gas. A large number of fishing trawlers are also located at the port. There is also a marina that houses private yachts and boats used for tourist operations. The Royal Australian Navy has a base in Cairns, HMAS Cairns. 88. The base has a complement of 900 personnel, and supports 14 warships, including the 4 Armidale-class patrol boats of Ardent Division, 4 of the 6 Balikpapan-class landing craft, and all 6 ships of the Royal Australian Navy Hydrographic Service. 88. The Trinity Wharf has recently been the subject of a major redevelopment to improve the area for tourist and cruise ship operations. Citation needed. The freight wharves are located to the south of Trinity Wharf further up Trinity Inlet. Sister cities. 89. Papua New Guinea LAE, Papua New Guinea, Morobe Province since 1984 Japan Minami, Japan, Tokushima Prefecture since 1969 Japan Oyama, Japan, Tochigi Prefecture since 15 June 2006 Latvia Riga, Latvia since 1990 United States Scottsdale Arizona, USA since 1987 Canada Sydney, British Columbia, Canada since 1984 China Zhanjiang, People's Republic of China, Guangdong Province since 2005 A selection of memorabilia and artifacts relating to Cairns' sister cities is displayed at Cairns City Library. Education Main article, List of schools in far north Queensland. Cairns has numerous primary and secondary schools. Separate systems of private and public schools operate in Queensland. There are 20 state primary schools and 16 state high schools operated by the Queensland State Government Department of Education within the Cairns City Council area, including 6 schools in the predominantly rural areas south of Gordonvale. Roman Catholic schools are operated by Catholic Education Cairns. The Roman Catholic system encompasses 19 primary schools, 6 secondary colleges and 1 P-12 college. 90. There are almost 6,700 primary students and 4,000 secondary students enrolled in the Roman Catholic school system. 91. There are also 3 other independent schools, Peace Lutheran College, Trinity Anglican School and Freshwater Christian College. There is also Hinterland Cairns Steiner School, which is independent. The Cairns campus of James Cook University is located at Smithfield. CQ University Australia has established a study centre in Cairns. 92. The city also hosts a TAFE College, and a School of the Air Base, both located in the inner suburb of Manunda. Health The Cairns Hospital is situated on the Cairns Esplanade and is the major hospital for the Cape York Peninsula area. The smaller Cairns Private Hospital is located nearby. A new building due to be completed in 2015 will provide up to 168 more beds. 93. Cairns is a base for the Royal Flying Doctor Service, which operates clinics and provides emergency evacuations in remote communities throughout the region. Sport and Recreation Cairns is home to Cairns Football Club, who play in the second tier of association football in Australia. They compete in the NPL Queensland, which is one tier under the A-League. The team has represented the city nationally previously at the 2014 FFA Cup. The team competes at Barlow Park. Notable sporting grounds include Barlow Park, Parramatta Park, Cazaly's Stadium, the Cairns Convention Centre, basketball, and the Cairns Hockey Centre. Notable sporting grounds include Barlow Park, Parramatta Park, Cazaly's Stadium, the Cairns Convention Centre, basketball, and the Cairns Hockey Centre. Cazaly's Stadium. Cairns Museum. The Skill 360 Australia Northern Pride Queensland Cup Rugby League team played their first season in 2008, and act as a feeder team to the North Queensland Cowboys, who play in the National Rugby League. Cairns is represented by Brothers Cairns, Ivanhoe's Knights, Cairns Kangaroos, Edmonton Storm and Southern Suburbs Cockatoos in the Cairns District Rugby League. Cairns has a 7-team AFL competition between teams from the Cairns and Port Douglas region. AFL Cairns currently hosts one AFL game each season. There is also an AFL Masters team that is based in Cairns. They are known as the Cairns Stingers. Cairns has a National Basketball League (NBL) team, the Cairns Taipans, whose home court is the Convention Centre, known as the Snake Pit during Taipans home games. The Cairns region has a large association football, soccer, community with a local competition which spans from Port Douglas to Innisfail and west to Dumbula. Notable association football, soccer, players from the region include Socceroos Frank Farina, Steve Corica, Shane Stefanuto and Michael Thwaite. Cairns also hosts growing bases for rugby union, and a local league of Australian rules football. 94. There is a baseball league at Trinity Beach. 95. The Cairns Showground is used for sports as well as the Cairns Show and Fun Fairs. 96. Cairns is a major international destination for water sports and scuba diving due to its close proximity to the Great Barrier Reef. Other recreational activities popular with tourists include whitewater rafting, skydiving, hang gliding, kitesurfing and snorkeling. Community groups established in 1978, the Cairns and District Chinese Association is an arts and heritage organization seeking to preserve the Chinese culture and heritage of Cairns and North Queensland and enriching the contemporary cultural, social and economic diversity of the community. The society organizes events such as the Chinese New Year Festival, organizes lion dancers and dragon boat racing, maintains the Lit Sung Gung Temple, and offers Chinese language classes and social group activities. 97. Established in 1989, the Cairns and District Family Society maintains a library of worldwide genealogy material at 271 Gatton Street, Westcourt. The Society publishes new genealogical resources based on collecting and indexing family information relating to far north Queensland. 98. The Cairns Historical Society operates the Cairns Museum and Cairns Historical Society Resource Centre at the former Cairns School of Arts building on the corner of Lake and Shield Streets in Cairns City. 99. The Cairns branch of the Queensland Country Women's Association meets at 264 Grafton Street, Cairns North. 100. Indigenous language Urukhanji, also known as Yurgay, Ururgay, Yurganji, Jabaganji and Yurgay, is a language of far north Queensland, particularly the area around the Kuranda Range and Lower Barron River. The Urukhanji language region includes the landscape within Cairns Regional Council. 101. Yumplatak, also known as Torres Strait Creole and Broken, is a contemporary Torres Strait Island language originating in the Torres Strait. The contact with missionaries and others since the 1800s has led to the development of a pidgin language, which transitioned into a Creole language and now has its own distinctive sound system, grammar, vocabulary, usage and meaning. Torres Strait Creole is spoken by most Torres Strait Islanders and is a mixture of standard Australian English and traditional languages. It is an English-based Creole, however, each island has its own version of Creole. Torres Strait Creole is also spoken on the Australian mainland, including Northern Peninsula area region and coastal communities such as Cairns, Townsville, Mackay, Rockhampton and Brisbane. 102.